Well, welcome back, YouTube. This is a special edition of Orion Homestead Projects. I'm calling this the Breakdown Edition. You want to find out why? Let's go take a walk, and I'll show you everything that has led me to create this special edition video to show you some of the things that I've been facing. So with that said, let's get after it. All right, everyone, this is a special lunchtime blitz edition of Orion Homestead Projects. I'm going to go through a laundry list of about 10 things that I've had to go back and revisit because of failures, breakages, incorrect configurations, whatever the case may be. I wanted to walk you through them so you can see some of the things that has caused me to rework a lot of things and create some delays in getting this tin can behind me built out. So that said, let's do our lunchtime blitz, 50 minutes. Let's see how much of it we can get covered. All right, first thing that I want to cover in my long laundry list of 10 things is these 4 cameras right here. These are the Wisecam V4s. I had 4 of these things fail in my security system. They have all since been replaced, and it's caused me to actually order an extra one just to have a spare just in case. In every case, they just quit working. Wouldn't power up, wouldn't reboot, wouldn't do anything. I worked with Wise Support. They were very good at it and got me replacements out in no problem. The number of failures, they were questioning a whole bunch of stuff, but I've got all of these replaced now, and they're all working just fine. So not really sure what happened with them. 3 of these were part of the original lot of 4 I ordered almost a year ago, and 3 out of those 4 have failed. One was a recent purchase, and it was an interesting failure because it was my rooftop cam on the top of the bus, and it failed to the point where either the camera took out the power cord or the power cord took out the camera. Not sure which happened, but both the camera and the power cord failed, which means that one of the things that I have yet to do, have to do, is go back and open up my roof penetration, get that cord out, run a new one in so that I can get my rooftop cam back in place, because I don't have it in place right now. So that's item number 1. One of the things that I've had to continually go back and revisit and replace and rework. I can say that Wise Support is very good, and they replaced every one of them. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, this thing right here. I had more or less decided, because the temperatures were dropping, to use the heat on my mini splits. Well, when I came out in the morning, my batteries were almost at critical mass and about ready to shut everything down. So I tried to fire up my generator, and kept getting a line 2 error on my EMS. I was like trying to figure out what was going on. I tested the output of the generator. Everything was fine there. I thought maybe I was having issues with the EMS. My inverters were doing the same thing. Started troubleshooting. I was questioning my equipment, and I should not have. But in the process of going through that, I started troubleshooting. I don't know if you can see it very well, but if you look right there, you see those bubbles and that deformity in this plug. That was my line 2 input going into this plug that provided the power from the generator into the bus. When I opened it up and was checking all my connections, the wire that provides line 2 input was not connected very well, and it was generating heat, and it finally got to the point where it failed. So I was getting a line 2 no voltage error, and sure enough, that was the issue. The plug was deformed so bad that from the heat, that I couldn't undo the screws, so I wound up having to get another plug, repair the cord, made absolutely sure that everything was taken care of and in place correctly so that I wouldn't have a repeat on that. I questioned my equipment, and I never should. Keep that in mind. Trust your equipment. My EMSs were telling me the right thing, my inverters were telling me the right thing, and when I started getting into the details of it, this is what I found. So that's one of the things that I had to do. One of the other things that I want to share with you is a setback because of my tools. If you remember, I bought this thing. I love this thing. It was working very well, but one of the challenges that I have with it is that this is an orbital jigsaw, and the bearing on this little wheel right here seems to have failed. If you notice, there is a lot of discoloration on the saw blade right there. That's because of the heat that's getting generated by this thing. I cannot get the blade to stay inside the groove on this bearing anymore, and it's generating a lot of heat, and it's degrading my blades very quickly. So it caused me to go out and actually get another jigsaw so that I could keep going. This thing cuts very poorly now. It's unfortunate because I really did like it when it worked good. When it worked well until that happened. So that is yet another thing that I had to deal with. All right, now I'm inside the bus. I'm going to run through a few other things that I had to address. So if you remember in my smoke on the water episode, going through my shower, it didn't work. Got a new balance valve, put that in. Still didn't work. I returned it, got a refund, ordered something different, and this is the result. I've got it all put back together. I've been watching it and looking for leaks and stuff. I had a huge problem after I replaced this thing with leaks on it and getting all the leaks to stop, but I finally got that done. So I'm going to put this all back together so that my shower is in place. I have tested it. The hot and cold water does work. As soon as I get a few other things going with my water system, I'll revisit my water system and show that all of that stuff is working. That was yet another thing that I had to address. I had to wait for it. I do firmly believe everything happens for a reason, and I will tell you that I am much happier with the shower setup that I have now as opposed to what I had before. I'll give you a quick rundown on it so that you can see what I'm talking about, but I'll go into more detail. So one of the things is that I have this output right here, which was for a handheld shower wand, and I have one of those RV ones with the push button. Well, with this one, I don't need that because you set the water temperature with this valve and it stays set. And then you control the water output with this one, and it's got 4 positions: off, wand output, off, overhead shower. So I don't need to use that cheap plastic RV type shower head. I can use what came with this thing, and it's going to look and work much better for me. So that covers that item on the list. One of the next things that I wanted to talk about was a self-induced problem. So I had some issues with my DC to DC charger from a 12-volt side. I couldn't get it to charge. If you remember in an earlier episode, I put the switches up there so I could control which one was operating, because I cannot operate both of them at the same time off my alternator. I'm probably going to have to replace that, so that might be another one on a future episode. But I couldn't get this thing to work, so I started tracing everything out, trying to figure out why it was broke, check my fuse on the in the battery compartment, all of those kind of things. Everything was good, so I started following my feed wire from here up to the switch. And sure enough, up there in front of the refrigerator up there, when I was doing all the cleanup and zip tying and stuff, I actually cut the wire. So self-induced problem, but it was a setback because it took me quite some time to run through everything and try to figure it out and actually find the problem. One thing that I do want to share with you as well that I've been having some issues with is my state of charge on my batteries for the 24-volt side. I was having some issues. There was a very serious discrepancy between what my Victron Smart Shunt and my Redodo Smart Shunt were telling me. After doing some troubleshooting and investigating, I figured out that the voltages for the Smart Shunt were set incorrectly, and I got that taken care of. But that is part of the issue that led to the meltdown in my batteries when I used the heat on the mini splits, because I turned the heat on because this thing said that I was like at 60%, and the next morning this was saying it was like 7% and ready to shut down, and this was saying I was at 30, and I was like, what's going on? I started getting inverter warnings and all of that. That's what led to the discovery of the issue with my power cord providing power. I could not get shore power applied to this thing, so it was quite challenging, and it set me back some time waiting for parts, trying to get everything in. It was a little nerve-wracking, but that's the next thing on the list. So now I'm going to take a walk up to the front of the bus and show you a few things up there. All right, going back to the security system, so this little duo cam right here, it's working right now. I like it, but I do want to share with you that I had 2 of those fail on me. The original one that I purchased failed. I got it replaced. The one that they sent me to replace it failed. I put this one in. This is the 3rd one that's been in that spot, and now it's working and working fine. I don't have any other issues, but that is yet another thing that has created a time delay and rework and things like that, and trying to get this stuff taken care of. One of the other things that I want to share with you is my idea for 2 WAN inputs in my hotspot. For whatever reason, I cannot keep that thing connected to my router, and I cannot get it to work. It was working fine. Now all of a sudden, I can't keep it connected, and I can't keep it working. I can restart it. I can restart the router. It'll work for a day or 2, and then it's gone. So that's another thing that I'm going to have to try to revisit and fix and figure out and understand why that's not working. One of the other things that I want to share that I discovered when I was working on replacing this camera. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get the camera angle so that it shows up. But I have a crack in my windshield. It's going all the way through here. And it is actually getting bigger.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
This spot right here looks like something hit the windshield, but this crack is not at that spot yet. It looks like it started up here in the corner and is going down. So that's yet something else. Don't know why it's broken. I haven't figured that out. I don't know if it was broken when I got the bus. Maybe it was, and I just never noticed it, but I did notice it when I was working on this camera replacement and saw that it's cracked. So that's something else that I'm going to have to fix. So that covers all of that up here.
Hi,
I'm almost done with the list. I'm going to run back to the back and show you a couple other things. All right, one of the other things that I had to deal with, if you notice, I've got a hose clamp right here. This hose clamp, this is a factory setup right here from C-Flow when I got it. This particular fitting and this PEX clamp on this tube was actually leaking. It was a very slow leak, but it was leaking nonetheless. So I put this hose clamp on it and tightened it down, and that took care of it. So I got that leak taken care of. It was another one of those things. It just took time to get it figured out and sorted out. One of the other things that I did was self-induced, but I added this pressure gauge setup right here so I could see what the pressure in my water system was, whether it was coming from shore or coming from the pump. I had a lot of problem with this thing leaking. I thought I had it all put together well, but when I put it in system and pressurized it, I had to constantly fight leaks on it to finally get it to stop leaking. So that was yet another thing. And then one of the last things that I want to cover, which was in my last episode, but my hot water heater is not working. For whatever reason, it doesn't seem to want to function. I've reached out to Corey Support. They did respond in a matter of hours overnight. They requested some additional information, so I've provided that, and we'll see what happens and see if I can get this thing fixed. I'm really worried about it because of the weather. It's going to be down in the mid-20s next week. I bought this thing because it has a lot of self-protection capabilities for cold weather to make sure that it doesn't freeze. Well, if it's not working, that's not going to work, and everything is full of water. So one of the other challenges and setbacks, so I'm going to have to figure out how much time it's going to take and what I'm going to have to do to get that fixed. I really, really hope I don't have to replace that heater, but hopefully it's just a simple fix and I can get it taken care of and get that underway and get hot water in here. So that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the propane on this. Since it's not working, I don't want any issues or accidents. But that's that. So that pretty much covers everything. I'm going to check my list, and if I have anything else on the list, I'll come back and let you know. All right, guys. Well, that covers it. I've covered everything on my list. I'm sure there's more, but as I get to more, I'll do another special episode and let you go. So this episode is a wrap. Lunchtime Blitz is a wrap. I got everything done in time. So I'm going to go try to get this thing out so you can see what I got going on. I appreciate you being here. Please like, please subscribe, send me some comments, let me know what you think. Love to hear from you. Thank you and have a great day.